Hi, it's me, the Upside Down Jam. You might have seen me before. I hang from a ceiling, just like this. Sometimes I sing songs. Doo-dum, doom, doom, doo-dum, doom, doom. Sometimes I do other stuff. Sometimes I can't pronounce words correctly and I mince them. But sometimes I play video games. And I think that's what people mostly are here for, jam, playing video games. Although, I'm pretty sure some of you are here for me specifically for dangling from the ceiling. I don't blame you. It's a fun thing. If you're here for that, I'm gonna do that even more that you desire. Anyway, let's play some City Skylines. And hey, Rams! Welcome to the channel, and thanks for the follow, and... yeah. A knowing wink. Spoilers. Right. So yeah, once again, I'm not only upside down, I can only be sideways jam. It can also be a normal jam. Hi, this is a normal jam. So let's swap everything around. So yeah, this is my little personal stream if you haven't been here before. I just play a variety of games. I have a huge Steam backlog. That's what this screen is for. Unfortunately, right now it's slightly borked, but hey. But yeah, I've been playing my backlog for a long time. I sometimes play these long play games such as City Skylines, you know, all your Paradox games, grand strategies that just don't have an end. Stuff like Civilization can also fall under this umbrella. Dwarf Fortress, you name it. Those are the long gems. And then occasionally I do some other stuff. But today, it's time to continue adventures in Jamville, a little town that I've been building for 40 hours already. There are a couple of things I need to change here. I've installed 2 mods that I think would be useful. One of them is Slight FPS Booster. The second one is Exit, which is really not shown on stream whatsoever. Instant return to desktop, because sometimes the game really takes a long time to switch off, with mods especially. And there's one thing that will turn off, because as I've learned, this does not need to be turned on. And that could be potentially causing our tech issues. So I'm gonna go to audio and I'm gonna completely kill music. We're gonna be listening to some other grooves in the background. Although right now it's not a groove, it's a pretty spooky thing. Right, this is our game a week ago. Let's go. How do you do, Rams? How's the mood before RLCS X starts? What are your expectations for your team? And why this team specifically? What has why are you continuing working with this bunch? It's a long loading screen, so we have a lot to talk about. Hey, Dr. Bubba. I'm afraid to even tab out at this point. Interesting. Some absolutely unrelated to the stream stuff, but discussing some D&D stuff with friends. A friend has just said that they have a new character they want to introduce to the campaign, but it's a character that goes completely against what that person believes in. So I'm quite curious as to what that might be. So they're not yet sure as to whether they're going to play it or not. Hey, Grimtides. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please let me know if you want music a little bit louder, or if the music is alright as is. He has played once in our group, and I'm in a group where he organizes his games. The only issue is the time. I cannot find the time when he's and his friends are hosting the games. But yeah, I'm known. I know him to be an avid Dungeon and Dragoneer, and he has a lot of experience. Are you in that Discord as well, by any chance? Oh yes, you are. So yeah. Alrighty, so welcome once again to the city of Jamville, a 80,000 strong. The economy has dropped down a little bit, but that's because we have been spending a lot of money. I have plopped a lot of expensive buildings, including this one here. This one here is the Castle of Lord Chirpwick, and I need to start building up the area around it, beautifying it. This actually could be another park. You know what? Thinking about it longer, I think this could make a perfect park. You know how castles have parks, yeah? Oh, you were in the original group. Fantastic. Well, he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff, definitely. I've been playing for a year and a half. That almost doesn't sound right. Maybe a little bit more. Quick check on the sound again. Okay. I've DM'd a couple of times already. Some of it was a success, some of it was not. Some of my attempts I failed by adhering too closely to the adventures, the books that I've been running. But overall, I am enjoying it greatly. Every single time we finish another week of action, I cannot wait to get back into it. So yeah, the plan for today was to, first of all, start utilizing either this or I'm considering perhaps this area. Oh, this could work, yeah. For an industry farming area. And also one of these areas, buildings on fire, but folks are going to deal with that. One of these green areas for a campus town. I want to get a little bit into the campus DLC, build a university, see it grow, all that kind of jazz. So yeah, let's first start with this, because I think park is going to be in our best interests. Park area. And let's mark it out. And I'll let everything run in the background because we have places to fill up. So yeah, I think just your standard city park should be alright. And how about a smaller main gate? I don't think a big main gate is really required. Well, it's like an exit. Yeah, an entrance right here could be nice. An immediate entrance over here. Where else do we have some potential foot traffic? From here, and let's see from here. It is basically future-proofing at this point. Latvian Kitten, hello again. How do you do? Welcome to Jam Mumbles about his city in City Skylines. It's a great game, though. It's a fabulous game. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. I'm so glad that I have finally gotten myself to play it. That everything has aligned so I can get myself some... Why do you need energy? What part of this gate? Folks, look at this gate. Look at this gate. Parkside gate. Doesn't have lights, doesn't have anything. And yet it screams, please give me electricity. I'm gonna deal with that. It's not gonna stop working as a result of that. It's just weird. How about then we actually add another one, a tiny one over here. Can I put a diagonal to it? I don't think I can. Can I do it slightly? No, I think it needs a road. So I'm imagining those parks in, well, in any old cities. How they look, where they have those entrances and everything. Swear to God, just for a second, you showed like you can, yep. How do they look in, like, I'm imagining Versailles, which is a pretty big imagining, but heck, I'm imagining it. Also, oh, that could be an entrance as well. Can I potentially place it outside? Does it, not in the park area? Okay, we can fix that. Because there could be a little passageway, knowing how tall our bridges are, there could be a little passageway to the other side. And hey, this then covers this folk with a little bit of entertainment again. Maybe the gates close automatically, maybe there's a little ticket booth, because entrance to this park actually costs monies. And rightly, people are already using it actively, so hey. Not complaining about that. So yeah, let's expand it slightly to here. We can put that as well. But there's a Grove Zoo, not too far away from here, so actually happiness-wise, the folks around here should be pretty okay. I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? This actually sounds fine. I'm gonna redo the trees, plop a little bit more around here. There's another entrance, and for folks around here. Another entrance over here. And then we can do another diagonal to here, to the center. Bam. I don't know. This looks pretty. Pretty. Now we need to figure out what we will place everywhere. Could be a park plaza, no question about that. Some cafes dotted here and there. Actually, let me go to the other ones. Maybe restroom on this side. Oh, piers. Okay, no. Just no. We can get a couple of nice gazebos here and there. It's going to be a climbing frame for children. Okay, climbing frame and trampoline park are not fitting my idea of this. Actually, I'm not liking that idea anymore. But little things like the park plazas and little cafes here and there, the information booth and restroom, I think they're pretty fine. And of course, to make it a little bit more prettier, let's prettify. Oaks. You know what? And a park right next to a castle. I think mighty oaks is what we need. Do these look mighty? Some of them honestly are not that mighty. We need a little bit of fix for that. So the fact that one of these is called Tree of Leaves is pretty silly. Yeah, I'm gonna plop a couple of giant redwoods, which sounds like a good idea. Just make this as green as possible. I want green coming out of this place like nobody's business. Obviously, there's some intersection issues here and there, but hey. Nobody's perfect. I think I've run into a problem of now it's not enough space for these things to be planted because I'm not seeing them plopped. Okay, this should be somewhat okay. So yeah, there's not going to be any stuff growing on the road, but off the road, sure. And look at that! This already makes it for a really different look. Previously, this was just an empty square with just a castle. Now, it's proper anchor grounds. Yeah, we might need more entertainment, but. And already a ton of people are coming through here. Fabulous. Okay. I'll do the smaller detailing later on. For now, though, I think this is just enough. Again, I don't wanna complicate it. A quick check on our traffic: 76%. Fantastic. Again, last time I promised I won't be spending. I won't be spending any time on traffic issues anymore. But at some point, I will reconsider that. For now, though, I want to just make progress. Just straight up make progress. Well, there were some issues over there. I don't think that's a big issue. I'll have to think though about this area though. So this is prime estate for more industry. But the problem is our arteries already. If the whole left side is filled in, and right now you can see there are gaps. Places where there could be buildings, they're not filled in. You can see this, for example, is marked down for farm buildings. There's nothing there. We recently had a death wave where this isn't just unfortunate, as the game works in that way. Sometimes you get like big drops in population because people are dying. And since we had that death wave, the problem was that a ton of people left, like 20,000 people died. And so immediately a ton of workers around here left, and this became empty. So currently this is absolutely fine how it's working right now. But the moment this is full, this starts to struggle. And if I also add another one, this might struggle even more. So there are a couple of things that I can do about that. I can either send my new industry area down here, which could work. I can also make a separate exit around here somewhere for everyone else to leave. Or, well, God knows what. And yeah, Biffa plays games. I'm pretty sure you're referring to, although I wouldn't be surprised if other folks do the same idea. And I've watched a lot of them. yeah, he's somewhat an inspiration for some of my. Yeah, for example, this. I'm pretty sure Biffa would look at this and say, "What on earth is that?" But in a British accent, not in an American accent. I just gave him for whatever reason. That won't work. Yeah, this was all an artifact of older times. What I might consider doing, I might just say screw it. I don't even want to look at this. I have absolutely no intention of doing anything to here. Which is not a good way to go. Oh, goodness gracious. You want to turn. Oh, ooh. What I can have also is later on a system where this is like a ring road. It already started some sort of an idea of a ring road. First of all, a better paved road. Second of all, more lanes, and it just goes outside and allows traffic to flow. And I can also make it one way potentially. So we have the traffic flowing and there's no situations where somebody over here wants to turn over 2 lanes, let's say that. They're only going to go in one direction, so that's not going to be a problem. And I can obviously rebalance this just a little bit. For example, this potentially post office in this spot. What was I thinking, folks? Please tell me, what on earth was I thinking? Yeah, this is like bad. Even this is somewhat better than this. This is a horror. You know what? I said I won't be doing anything, but this just needs to die in a fire, preferably. I'm gonna just move you, I don't know, down here quickly. But that is, if you're looking for ideas on how not to do things, that's one of them. Don't do it like that, please. It works for now. It's okay for now. What I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna connect all these in a little bit of a cluster over here, so if needed, they can turn around. And then the post office is gonna be repositioned and plopped here. They both got happy and unhappy at the same time. But yeah, this needs to go, please. This is a disaster. This is a disaster just waiting to happen. Okay. I'm gonna let the time flow freely. And I need to make a decision. Which one of these 2 areas I'm gonna mark for entertainment. Not entertainment, what I'm thinking of. I'm looking. There's parks, there's industry, there's campuses. I know it. Entertainment. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure all of these areas work. You know what? I think if I'll have to start something, I'm going to start it here. So, there's going to be a new industry area specifically for farm stuff. It's going to be our industrial park. Chester Center, apparently. I don't mind. Let it be Chester Center. We're going to take a simple one-way road. Grass in this case. I can make it an industrial road. There's at least one of them, just as like a style, small industry road. The only problem, the speed is quite low in it, so... Actually, 2-lane road is also like that. So you know what, for style purposes, I'm going to make it an industry road. I'm going to just run it through the middle, through the heart of it all. Yeah, this looks industry-ish. It's those, like, concrete, not planks, but slates, I suppose, blocks, planes. I'm not sure if any of that was the right word, but hey. And yeah, and we need to start planing those. We have a whole selection, and just like a lot of other stuff that now gets leveled up and gives you new possibilities to plop in the park, in the parks, and whatever places. Industry works the same way. So, let me start drawing a couple of things. So, for starters, let's just put everyone here. I think still the right idea is there's like a hierarchy for these, and I rather I think making right now a fool of myself a little bit. Let's see if this works in any capability and capacity. So first of all, a starter building for this. So Could you just hide this? No, no. Ah, everything gone. Green silos, animal pastures, crop fields, and fruit fields. All right. This is an industry deal. Yeah, this is from industry DLCs where you can make several industries. You can make forestry industry, farming, ore industry, oil industry, then warehouses and unique factories sort of add to what you're making. All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit of that in a moment. So. I'm gonna plop some fields around here. It's not offset, thank God. And then maybe 2 big ones, why not? Those are animal pastures. Then a grain silo that could be placed around here, I'd say. Ah, darn. They're slightly off. Okay, I'm thinking the production will be on the other end, so. First of all, they're crying, "We don't have any water, sir." And that thing doesn't have any electricity, which is a shame, but we can fix that by doing this. By almost doing this. Ta-da. And so, as it stands, folks around here are going to start collecting crops. For example, cotton. Oh, actually, no, its appearance is of cotton. It doesn't have to be cotton. It actually produces crops, just generic crops. So stuff from here is going to get produced, going to get actually stored in warehouses. Fancy yard for storing goods and products. Small warehouse. Is there a difference in... Oh, there's a difference in capacity. Yep. Medium warehouse, large warehouse. I'm going to start with... A small warehouse could be a good idea. Oh, there's a good spot here. I think it can still work. And then we're going to start with these. Slowly going to be taking those. I need to level up my area. And for that, if I'm not mistaken... so resource... Ooh, really? Now I need to select? Okay, now comes the part where I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing. Just now. Okay, so flour and animal products. Okay, so there needs to be 2. So one of them is flour. The other one needs to be animal products because I will be producing both. Although chances are maybe not as much. You're gonna be animal products. And you're lacking raw materials. Oh, you need crops. Okay, you need crops for that. Alright, so here where my... here's where my placement might be a little bit off. You know what? What I'm gonna do is... For the purposes of... Ooh, yeah, I can move you. For the purposes of better traffic management, I'm gonna move these farther away. I thought maybe it's gonna be okay if I move them here, there, and I might still move them elsewhere. Storing farming industry raw material is crops. Yeah, honestly, best place for it would be somewhere next to the industry area, but next to the warehouse that actually deals with that. We're gonna see what's what. Oh yeah, so now is a problem that everyone's just in each other's way. I'll have to learn the little how the traffic is gonna work here, because right now it is a mess. Nobody wants to leave the city in that direction just yet, which is peculiar, but okay. Also, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of a good ratio of how many fields, for example, I need for one small animal pasture. Right now, it seems what I have is not enough. Interesting. I can also make it look like different kinds of cows, pigs, sheep. It's pretty good. Also, now getting some demand for more industry, which is interesting. And yeah, here I'm not. No, it's appearance again. It can look like whatever. It can look like wheat. It can look like potatoes. It can look like cotton. It can look like corn. It can be chucking corn. But everything else, everything that gets produced here is still generic crops. So no worries, no worries. Just for funsies, I can yeah, just widen the difference just a little bit. For example, this grows apples, this grows oranges, and this grows pears. It's alright. It's looking slightly better, and you can perhaps grow sheep. Sheep. Sheep just plop into existence. Oh, and they also go ba. Alrighty. Alright, and it seems like that this area... Sorry for frantic clicking. So what does this area need? So just like any other leveled up, levelly buildings, it has 2 markers over there. So to get the next level, it needs to produce a lot and needs to more workers. And I can definitely have more workers. I have enough buildings blocked. So let's just wait for that. But yeah, I have created a little bit of an oof situation over here. I might have... Yeah, so now there's all of a sudden a huge backlog of all that kind of stuff. Also, who are you? Farm trucks. Oh, I might have also made a horrible, no good thing. All of these folks. Farm trucks. Fruit for all. Yeah, so you... That is not exactly... Sometimes those just look just so silly. But you are currently going to... Oh no, you're actually going somewhere else. I thought for a second that all of you are going to just rush to that side. Okay, you are indeed going there. Ooh, that might be problematic. Might be problematic if all of a sudden... Yeah, okay, so that's the reason. They just have a lot of... Well, that's not good. That's not what I intended. I thought a separate area over here is going to be better. But right now it absolutely isn't. Alright, Dr. Budbutt, see ya. You'll check in later to see what kind of disaster has appeared here. Alright, so what are my options? Knowing that majority of these are going straight to the grain silos, I can first of all move them here. I can make a... Jeez. That rattly PC, honestly. No, what I'm gonna do is I was gonna move them closer to here. Yeah, it's no question that needs to be done. Just looking for a good-looking street. It does need to be a two-way. This needs to be like a small road. Another plain street. One lane, one way. One way, one. No, doesn't work. I'm also a bad singer. So what I can do is I can set up an area over here where they're gonna offload this stuff. Ooh, this is so askew. So yeah, I'm gonna move those here. Closer to the middle, I would even say. But then there might be another problem if they want to move stuff from these silos back to warehouses, back to something else. Actually, no. What I'm gonna do? This is bad placement. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna move them slightly apart. Though a smaller street might also make it a problem. We're gonna see how that works. But for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this a. Oh, therein also lies a problem. That problem is. These roads are not... Yeah, these roads are not... tunnelable, for lack of a better word. If I place it... Yeah. Either my page up and page down keys are not working, or they're not tunnelable. So, what I'm gonna do is gonna switch to this. Yeah, this is tunneling, this is working just fine. So, I need to upgrade this. Boy, really? Would we have to fight for this? By the magic of some mods, we can move them. Okay, upgrade it. Place it down, down, down. Immediately. Let's make it a little bit rounder. It's a big turn that I'm making around here, but hey. Yeah, let's do something like this. Oh, and yeah, let's actually replace them back to where they are supposed to stand. I'm not sure about that placement, but okay, we're gonna see what's what. Nope, not here, come on. Really? Really? Is it? Can it not be? Snap, crackle, and pop. I can move everything to this side, technically. And make it so that this needs to be slightly more beautiful. 2 gap, about the 2 gap? Is there already 2 gap? No, there's not. Okay, they're immediately rushing over here, which is a good thing. Because now everyone that just wants to go and they might be taken up by those, I hope they can just turn to the other lane and just go straight. They aren't. I wonder if it's an issue with traffic around here. Yeah, this is gonna be hard. Oof and oof. This is, again, this is not what I expected. But hey, good news, we are outputting stuff. We're not outputting flour because if it could be so that we just don't have enough flour or enough crops to send to the flour processing. Everything goes to the animals. I'm afraid this is just gonna get worse. So, wait a minute. Why all of you are going here? Small grain silo, you're returning to the facility. Okay. Oof. It cleared up here. No question about that. It cleared up here where it was making a mess. Maybe I'm worrying for no reason. Maybe you're right. Yeah, also, we need to fix this because I... Okay. But lesson slightly learned, for sure. Oh, I still need them on both sides of the road. This is just silly. So let me use another feature over here and see if we can do that. If we pull everything back just a little bit, plus we fix this just a tad. Oof, that's a sharp angle. I have a suspicion I can do this. I want more cars on the other side of the street, which is one way, so it is one way. It is roughly the same side of the street. Really? Just a little bit of water? Okay. Yeah, we're not storing any flour whatsoever. There's currently 14 people working in this place. 3 of them are highly educated, like university degree. All right, well, this is better. Is there now a big hole somewhere, some big gap? Not hole, a gap. A big traffic jam? No. Obviously, don't you like when the traffic jams are on a channel where jams are doing stuff? It's me. I'm doing stuff. Yeah, I generally, by the looks of it, it is not enough for me to have just... I'm not getting enough resources for sure, so let me plop a couple more. So just your straight up crop fields. Oh, has it actually automatically randomized them? Oh no, all of them are greenhouses. Okay, I wouldn't mind just a row of greenhouses. And I hope this actually gets rid of demand for industrial as well. Are you still out of water? You can't possibly be. Okay, there it is. Okay, now everyone's busy here, for crying out loud. No, honestly, this area needs to be longer, basically. What it potentially needs to be is I need to move everything over here, so there's no tailback around here. Yeah, I think there's a big problem with the fact that there's a big tailback created by all of this, because some of them want to turn here. How do I tell them that's not the way to go? I can send them back here. Oh boy, there's also this problem, which was to be expected, honestly. You know what I'm gonna do, because this is absolutely horrible. This cannot be a thing. Sorry, I'm gonna remove you. Just for a moment they were happy, but then I came and completely destroyed their dreams. I think it's this one, right? So I'm gonna make a curve to here. How about that? And you, my good sirs... I'm gonna see what works. But yeah, look at that. There's such a big tail over here. Thankfully, a lot of traffic over here does move somewhat swiftly if they really want to exit this place. There's a bunch of traffic who wants to exit this place altogether. So where are you going? So it's a farm truck by the company that's called Beefcakes. And they're delivering agricultural products to Nylons Galore, to this place, which is making nylon stocks. And also it looks like a... oh, like a brick building. Well, I was hoping not to deal with any traffic issues, but it seems like I'm still dealing with that. And I'm gonna also figure it out. How does this work? Where are you going? Okay, you're storing your stuff over there. I almost want to make a separate sets of silos for this area and for the outsiders. This also might work, because look at that. A ton of traffic is just rushing back. Uh-oh. Ooh, this is already getting bad. Oh boy. Did somebody say traffic issues? Okay, so what is that? Because now here's a tail. Oh, goodness gracious. And I'm pretty sure, just like with the parks, I cannot just plop a silo somewhere around here. No, I can. Oh, okie dokie. I'm pretty sure the lane priorities are already set. The only problem is they just too much traffic. They don't have time to reach out. Although, oh, actually, it's the new road. Thanks for reminding me. It's a new road that I plopped over here, so completely forgot about that. That is a good shout. And obviously, at some point, we might need a roundabout around here. So if you want to go here, should I just completely cancel you? So how on earth are you even getting here? It shouldn't be a thing. Honestly, it absolutely shouldn't be a thing that somebody who is coming through this tunnel, because the only way to get to this tunnel is to go through here, so it means you already visited this spot. There's no reason for you to even go anywhere close to this road. You've done your duty. Your duty's done. Can I click on the thing, please? Not a road, the car. Oh, goodness gracious. This is a horror. And yet from time to time, I see folks from over there turning into here. You're going back to the animal farm? Ooh, a long way around. Yeah, you need to get there. I wasn't mistaken, right? Return to facility, return to facility. One of them will say they have some stuff to drop. Ooh, and also here's this place. Yeah, this again screams roundabout to me. Facility. You're delivering stuff. Facility, delivering. Some of these actually belong to grain silos, and yet still there should be absolutely no reason for them to go back. There's just a lot of traffic. There's now a lot of traffic, but hey, we leveled up. Chester Farm has improved. Ooh, interesting. Better efficiency and less pollution. No, so flour mill and bakery, I think those unique factories. A farm workers barracks. That's an interesting thing. Cattle shed and a small barn. Alright, so let's see. What's a small barn? Storing the farm industry raw materials, crops. Oh, those buildings can be placed outside of the industry area. Okay, so what about flour mill? Crops. This needs to be placed inside the area. And cattle sheds. Okay, so this is a better I'm assuming it's a better type of small animal pasture. Yeah, it produces more stuff. Has more workplaces as well. I'm almost reluctant to plop more of these. Let's see if we can get a bit of production going over here. I'm pretty sure we're currently... Oh yeah, we're going to get more workers pretty soon. And now we're definitely producing flour as well. Oh, maybe the issue was that we didn't have a flour producing thingamabob. Are we still lacking raw materials for the small animal pasture? Surely we're producing a lot of stuff. It's so very weird. This is, again, it's ebb and flow. It's ebb and flow. While the traffic situation has improved slightly here, it may be at the cost of the fact that now this is all plugged up. You should be allowed to go. Oh, ooh, there. What are the folks over there? You know what? People. They're might be selling the crops. That might be the issue. How do I make them not do that? Can I... There was a thing with warehouses. Actually, no, there are no warehouses for this, so I think I just need this. So there's plenty of crops. Don't get me wrong, there's tons of crops. So let's see what our options are again. Let me just place a couple here. It's gonna backfire me big time. Because I don't want anyone from the outside coming to here. Technically, they have a much faster place over here for these. So nobody should go here besides these guys. But yeah, then immediately traffic issues. Traffic issues are starting. It's not an issue right now, but it might become one. And this one, flour mill. Now, flour mill now needs crops. So let me place another one of them here. Although I wouldn't be surprised if this small barn is not enough for this factory. Technically, I don't even need to do this right. Profit is down, but hey. I don't need to do this right, I just need to employ enough workers and produce enough stuff, which I'm slowly producing right now, so... I don't know. Right, well, that is... Oh boy. What is this holy mess? I would love for them to be a little bit more aggressive with their roundabout users. Look at that, they stopped. They just flat out stopped despite them having plenty of time to run out. Like right now, one car could have made it. They're not aggressive enough. Can I actually quickly try and set it up? Because over here in this, in Traffic Manager, there were some things like... Well, it's still sure not what reckless drivers are. I'm assuming it makes the traffic worse, so... I can also turn this on. Unnecessary transfers of public transport station because we have some issues here and there. On roads, vehicle restriction aggression, no, not that. I don't think there's anything immediately. Yeah, but right now there's a little bit of free bit, so they now rush. And now this just pulls up as if it's normal. You're going out of the city, correct? Yeah, okay. Again, there's an exit for all the cars over here if they want to exit the city. There's a good merge over here. Oof, God. That one just went from the rightmost lane to the leftmost lane. Yeesh, crazy. Okay, and yeah, see, this starts again, which is, I want specific to restrict these two specifically for those in the zone, but it doesn't seem like it's working. I think if I'm going to leave something, if I'm going to plop something like that, I'm going to plop it perhaps at the end of the road. So there isn't a situation where this whole sausage of cars is blocking stuff. I think it's a better way of doing that. Anyway, Let's leave that for a moment. Let's let it grow. Again, it's slowly exporting stuff. It is... Oh, actually, let me quickly check unique factories. Oh, right, I do have a bakery. I was thinking where it disappeared. So, bakery. Who wouldn't love the delicious smell of freshly baked donuts early in the morning? Bakery produces tasty donuts and takes care of the curves of your citizens. The bakery requires animal products, crops, and flour special goods to produce its tasty pastries. And we can place those outside the industry area. So, first idea is to place them somewhere in this industry area. That place is already busy, though. So let's see if this will work, how much of a traffic issue that's going to be. So, we should have animal products, we should have crops, we should have flour. It's not being delivered here, but hey. Oh, so that's such a crazy place for this. So we have bus depot, sightseeing bus depot, post-sorting facility, and then a bakery. I can move later on. Also, oh, that's a park maintenance building plopped here. Not exactly sure why, can't remember, but hey, it works. How's our park over here doing? Oh, it's already level 4. Entertainment value right now is slightly lacking, but there are a ton of visitors. You know what? Let's try and level up to level 5. I'm not sure if that's actually going to give it any useful things, but why not? Let's just place a couple of more of these things, like this park chessboard. Yes, please. It's going to be one here. Maybe over here. Now let's place it here. Oh, actually, I might have... No, actually, I have missed the majority of them. If you define with Traffic Manager, the lane hours for exiting, entering in the roundabout as well as priority signs, you can get a more efficient flow. I was sort of hoping that it already does that in a way, but I guess I need to do a little bit more manual work, which is understandable. Did I get enough? No, I need a little bit more. Let's pop up a bunch of gazebos. Honestly, in a couple of places, the thing is that I just don't even have any roundabouts in the place where potentially should have them. There's a certain point that when you say, you know what, this might use a roundabout. Great, entertainment is done. Now we don't need visitors. Let me actually go back to that spot. Did you mean this one? No, that's 2 lanes. This one 3 lanes. This at least is operating okay. And did you mean a specific one? A specific roundabout? Where else do we have 3 lanes? Again, been here, done that. So there's a big oblongabout in the industry area. That's our exit point. With this little spider octopus kind of thingy. There's this one over here, which was weird. Anyway, but I think it somewhat serves its purpose. A porpoise. There's obviously this one. I'm assuming you might mean this one because, yeah, right now it's once again getting confused. This one. All right. I'm just slowly showing every single one of them. So I can. So yeah, what's can we do here? Well, what do you suggest though in this situation? Well, the smartest thing is those 2 enter in the specific lanes. Let me just go around here. This one goes to the rightmost. This one goes to the middle one. But then again, I cannot make the traffic on the roundabout to go in the outside lane right now because quite a few of these immediately then leave the city and go here. So I'm not sure exactly what I can do better in this situation. Unless I somehow force everyone to merge. Or offer folks over here to just do a 3-lane leave. It's going to be a possibility. This is absolutely dangerous on a real roundabout. But knowing just how many people are specifically using this to either go whoop into the right or through here into the right. I can ask some of them to just exit the roundabout from the leftmost lane to here, and then send a lot of traffic to that lane. The bottom of the roundabout should be entry only. Actually, let me quickly check for the rule set. Yeah, it should be set up. It should be set up correctly. Although, quickly, yeah, same thing. I have only one lane to go to the highway. Do they then? Actually, let me quickly check. Where do you want to go though? You're delivering mail. Oh, you do a biggie roundabout. Okay. I think I had issues previously with this, but let's try this out. Actually, for funsies, I want to see how this works. Okay, that donut van just went crazy for that turn. So let's see. Oh, Grimtimes, are you suggesting that this should be only entry with no exits? So this is the intake into the industry area. Oh, goodness gracious, look at this. And this is the exit. This could work. This could definitely work, because this traffic is currently blocked by that traffic in many ways. Oh boy, it already has been an hour, crying out loud, this game. And I haven't even set up my campus area. Oof, I spent so much time fighting with that industry area. I'm not moving through the screen so that you have a good way of telling me what you want to tell me. So on. Okay. Ooh, God. Reserve one lane. One lane for them to enter. Oh, I know what you mean. Knowing just how many folks are exiting. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's basically lane maths. So this should only have 2 lanes coming through here. Although then it sort of breaks this if these people want to go around. But yeah. Jeez, there's a lot of crazy people on this roundabout. Let's see if I can indeed do that with colors. So, you, good sirs and madams, do not want to discriminate. How about you try going here, and here. Good sir or madam, you are a genius. All right, you know what? This is very helpful indeed. There they go. I mean, I think they all disappeared already previously because the traffic has lightened up. Speaking of traffic lightening up, this is definitely not lighting it up. Yeesh. Oh boy, there's no this, which previously wasn't a thing. Oh, folks are now standing here. Oh, goodness gracious, I don't want to look at this. Folks, I don't want to look at this. For that specific reason, I'll be back in 5 minutes. It's break time, it has been an hour. Stretch, get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, and I'm gonna try and apply some more fixes around the city. But again, the main part right now is not the traffic. I don't want to be fighting traffic for the whole stream because I can do traffic just for 3 hours. You know me. I can just fight the traffic for one small improvement of like 1% somewhere. Yeah, see you in 5. When I come back, I'm gonna be starting to build a campus area somewhere around here. And just like Grimtice has said, as I clear one jam, it often reveals another. That's long jams for you. See you in a bit. Hello and welcome to Jam Angeles, or New Jam, the city that never sleeps, because this is a simulation and not a real thing. Something to that extent, something to that extent. Welcome back. Let's see what we can do, how we can grow our city. So, first of all, we're now starting to get a lot of demand, and also I've just gotten, during that hour, I've doubled the amount of money that I have, which is a pretty good thing. We obviously have built this Chester farm around here. It is working. I think it's even giving profit now, which is hurrah. That is grand. It only needs to produce a little bit more stuff before it starts actually we get another set of buildings, which is also fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised if this park over here, the anchor grounds, you know what? No, it's going to be Chirpwick Park. Whoop. Capital A, of course. Because it's located right next to the Chirpwick Castle over here. Castle of the Lord, excuse me, Chirpwick. So yeah, bam. Look at that. Just, we all of a sudden had so many visitors. Oh, it's actually closed. Wait a minute. I thought it was already, oh, still on 4 stars. Excuse me. And there it is. Chester Farm has reached level 3. A better efficiency. We have a lemonade factory, milking parlor. Not milking factory, not milking shed. Milking parlor. Is that an actual term that you use? Because, wow. Milking parlor. Alrighty then. Also, medium crop fields and medium fruit fields, which could have a better gain for us. So let's see how these work. So I'm gonna jump down here. Okay, Lemonade Factory is one of them unique factories indeed. I'm assuming Milking Parlor is another thing. So Yaksu, it's like a hug in a can. Lemonade Factory produces sweet and energizing. Can I? I can't. I don't think I can. Oh, yeah, I can. Factory produces sweet and energizing yaku beverages and a variety of different tastes. Crops and glass special goods are needed to produce these drinks. Unique factories can be placed outside the industry area. Glass. Okay, well, this is interesting because I do not have glass. So it does seem like the game almost suggests, suggests that I start using, started building up multiple industries as I go along. Although if I'm not mistaken, I can import stuff, so that's not a problem. So we have this milking parlor. Milking parlors are designed to maximize the production of milk by mechanizing and streamlining the milking process. Process of building require crops to produce farming, special good, animal products. Indeed, I can do that, and I'm going to place, again, it's over here, and then I'm going to use some of these big crop fields. How about that? Or medium crop fields, anyway. How we doing worker-wise? Oh yeah, we might be pretty close. But hey, we're getting a little bit of profit, let's just say that. Just a itsy bit. Right, let's turn back to the orientation I'm used to. And let's see what we can do. Because it is time to set up our first campus area. Actually, maybe before I do that, maybe I'll deal with demands, because there's a lot of demand for residential. Well, actually, industry is currently screaming the most. Sure what to do with this area. Actually, you know what? This area now is begging for an extension, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. Grab a 2-laner. No, I don't. God, every single time, if you select a curvy road, it immediately goes into curvy road mode. That is an overkill. Really? Is it really that bad? Bam. Slope too steep. My butt. You heard that? My butt. There's a bit of a problem over there, but we can fix that. I'm most certainly loving it. Yeah, so this whole slope thingy is playing with us just a little bit. This is a little bit of a mess. Also, I need to turn off anarchy because sometimes anarchy produces strange results, to say the least. I'm gonna place some of you here. You know what? Quite a lot of you can live here. There's honestly no problem with me you living here. I might then remove some of you living here, but hey. You know what? Yeah, to heck with it. It's a horrible place to live, but great advertisement, right? You know what? This is a horrible place to live, but hey, if you're looking for a place to live, move in. We have this for you. Yeah. No longer sure about that, honestly. So what if we do? Ooh, just like that. I think I need to lower this just a little bit. This is frankly silly. Also need to make sure that the brush strength is not crazy. This mod is fantastic for placing. Really? Wow. Okay, that's a problem. This mod is fantastic for placing like multiple trees and everything like that, but it is pretty bad when it comes to removing terrain or modifying terrain. Also, again, I keep forgetting how silly these places look when I'm looking at them. Not from the top, where everything looks so absolutely perfect. Sure. But when I look at it from the actual spot where everything's taking place. Oh boy. Oh boy. So yeah, over here I'm pretty sure I need to do a little bit of this. So, not soft, slope, no, level. No, ditch, level? Soft? Oh. This is gonna be... secondary, no? Okay, it's refusing, but it's refusing slowly, so... Oh, it's not the strength, it's the size that I need. Oh god, every single time. Confusion. Oh, and there's also this problem then. It actually raises over the air. Oh boy. Yeah, you're trying to make it softly, but it is not working. So, It's better than before, but boy oh boy. What is your hometown? So this is just hilarious. I can make it better looking, of course, but do I want to? I think I want. This will be like the, I don't know, Washington Heights. This is just very high indeed. Really? Are you still? Wow, I'm surprised that you still cannot build anything around here. I feel like I've already freed up a lot of space. Is it because the roads have been placed already and they... Thunder Bay, is that... sounds American. But I'm afraid to just put a finger and completely miss. 45 degrees for a hill. Ugh. And driveways, well, Canada. You know what, yeah. Sounds very Canada. Thunder Bay. Sorry, I just like how that sounds. I might say it a couple more times again. This is most certainly weird. Oh, and also, yeah, you know what? People around give me a building here because that's the Chirpy Park area. But I want some commercial down here. So what is your deal? That was not the steepest hill. Where you lived? Oh boy. How on earth can I place commercial here but not... I generally don't understand. Also, you are still screaming for electricity. You're gonna get some. How do you get electricity? Oh, you get it through a very complicated set of circumstances here and there. I think we can fix you by giving you... not a park bench. A gazebo! And to pass you some energy, I'm gonna place another gazebo over here. Yep, no complaints. No complaints here. Alright, the demand for industrial is still there, which is interesting. I would swear this would be... Actually, this is pretty much filled up. This is looking nice. This is looking busy, at the very least. I wouldn't call it nice, necessarily, but I'll definitely would call it busy. How are we doing here? Are you still ish? Really? You're right next to... Well, technically the milking parlor is slightly earlier. You have a crop thingamabob right next to you. Is it an issue of you just not getting to that place? Let me actually see if... A very crazy thing, you shouldn't be doing this, I'm pretty sure, but if I... If I just say, sure, you can turn around. And sure, you can turn around over here. Will that make any difference? Electric road mod, no more fiddle with the pro lines. That's an interesting idea, actually. I don't think I've heard about that one, and it makes total sense. Or just, you know, how people do it in... well, I suppose the spread that we have here is underground. Underground electricity. But as it stands, for most part, I don't have to deal with that issue. So that is not that big of a deal. Chances are, right now, I don't have any single bit of power lines anywhere. Everything that is forced to have... Well, this is sort of forced to have power lines because these are outside, these power these. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. And this sort of lives outside of the whole thing as well. Actually, I think it's touching now. Yeah, it must be touching. So now we can remove another set. I hope. I hope we could do that. Yeah, seems okay. This one, in a really weird way, still works. Why do you work? Because those are incineration plants that produce power. So I don't have to worry about that. Okay. Well, this also. So yeah, I could see how it could be useful for a while, but for the most part, I think it's going just fine. And my game is getting slightly overburdened with mods the longer this goes on, this playthrough. So I'm afraid that at some point I might just have issues with the game being slower and slower and slower. It's already at like 30 FPS, but it's a big city, so... what's your problem? Really? Do you have not? Oh god, really? Just one tiny bit. One tiny bit that doesn't have any water. What I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna expand this. This generally does not need to be 2 lane, but hey. I set it to 2 lanes, it's gonna be 2 lanes. Also, this exit here might be an overkill, but we're gonna see. There's demand for offices, so I'm gonna deal with that demand. I can even connect some of these. I mean, why not? And then mark all of these. Is this, oh, this is not, I don't think this is marked like an IT area, right? Oh no, actually, everything around here is marked like an IT area, so let's expand that. IT cluster, oh, actually, not that. I need to zone tool and then just expand it. Just gently nudge it around the corners. That's the stuff. That's the stuff. I would love to get rid of polluting industry in my city completely, but I don't think that's actually possible with the industry DLC. At the very least, I've been told that if I want to have my industry DLC's building working, I still need some generic industry. I'm not sure how correct that is, but that's what I've been told. Right, satisfying some office needs. Very IT-like. I love this. I love the look of the high-rises everywhere. Although these ones, specific ones, right next to the highway, these ones especially, since, oh god, this needs pretty fine. They look silly. I think you'd agree, they look somewhat silly. How about just like tiny bushes? Okay, too tiny of a bush. Still too tiny. Brush strength. Stronger trees for sure, but honestly, no big difference. Sometimes it does feel that when you're not doing a big area that you're trying to fill in, it's faster just to plant these by hand. Right here. I feel that it was much faster. And then maybe... Sorry, some of these like, ooh, rock formation. It's a tiny picture and you think, ooh, this is lovely. This is a cliff, for crying out loud. And then there's a very small selection of rocks. So no. I'm good. Alright, so this already looks just a little bit, just a teensy itsy bit better than it did before. Alrighty, I'm 20 minutes in after the break, and I still don't have myself a education area. This is making profit, this is just shipping stuff. Fantastico. So yeah, let's think about it. I have not delved into campus DLC at all. So I'm not exactly sure what, well, maybe I know slightly what to expect from it. Okay, so, to very start, it is a university kind of thing. And technically, maybe I should, you know what, maybe I shouldn't even touch it for now. As it stands right now, my university capacity is through the roof. I generally don't need more. So maybe I'll focus on some other stuff. And what was the other stuff I wanted to do? I think I wanted to check out some more milestone buildings. Initially I said I don't dislike monuments because they're cheaty. But since then I've already unlocked Castle of Lord Chipwick, the space elevator. I think I wanted one more. Maybe multiples if we see what's what. Like Doomsday Vault still requires a ton of buildings. Ultimate Recycling Plans is... nah, it's cheaty. I already have my garbage collection set up in every single district, so... Now, Space Elevator is, I think, just brings in a lot of tourists, maybe? Medical Center, Hadron Collider, again, it's like a lot of coverage for medicine, a lot of education. Education is provided for all citizens. Again, one Hadron Collider completely eliminates any need for the whole university system, so... I'm thinking maybe Eden Project. Make land in the city area more valuable, so why not? Just a little bit of bonus. And quite often, building those buildings also makes it so that there's some improvements here and there. So if I want to make an Eden Project, I need a business park. Let's not do it like that. Alright, business park needs something. Ooh, wow, we're still incredibly low on commercial. Oof. Well then, that's a disappointment, because that is not getting built anytime soon. What about Official Park, which is such a silly name? Official Park. Office zone built. Okay, those were slowly getting through, but wow. I didn't think those requirements are going to be so silly. So, Plentitude and servicing... It's really... Okay, Plentitude. Cathedral of Plentitude. Gorgeous Cathedral celebrates how fantastic the city has become. Open for all religions. Requirement for building the Eden Project. I'm assuming there was some sort of requirement for this one as well. This is a huge F-off kind of building. Here would be a perfect spot, maybe. But no, I can't. Place it here again, together with the rest of our fantastic stuff. There's just a wild tree around there. Honestly, it looks out of place. It looks completely out of place around here. But this is our tourist place. Space elevator, train station, a stadium, a festival area, our attractions park, more attractions around here. Yeah, but what about the servicing? The servicing services office. I need to construct 300 city service buildings. So if I'm not mistaken, city services are stuff like fire, health, and police buildings. Which actually, let me quickly check. How are we doing for crime busting? Because as we all know, actually that's not crime busting. As we all know, busting makes me feel good. And everyone else as well. So we're good for that. We should be absolutely good for medicine. We are overdone in medicine. Actually, ooh, a ton of sick citizens. Although I've installed a mod that sort of rebalances the sickness a little bit. Is there a problem with pollution, perhaps? No, there shouldn't be. Excuse me. Any ground pollution should not be going anywhere outside of the designated areas. Yep. So that also should not be a problem. So where's the issue? I'm assuming they just sick. For lack of a better term, they just sick. And what's the problem here? It's such a silly thing that just because this has its little... Oh, well, I suppose, yeah, to get to here, they need to go... Well, you need to go to here, and then you can just go... This is not one way, so you could go and to here. You do need to go slightly more. Either through here and all the way to there. Or somehow through here and... Also a little bit roundabout way. Still almost feels like this is not correct. There's so many are without service. Oh, also you, surprisingly enough, are also not being reached by this one. Okay. Not a tragedy, not a tragedy. This could be a tragedy. Actually, I'm surprised. You have a building over here. Is this time for me to build one of these now? Another fire station slightly closer to this area. Actually, plop it here. Are you good? Better, for sure. Another fire over there. They slightly got better. Okay, there it is. Still. And yeah, the problem for here is this area burns the most out of all. Oh, you know what? These areas also might require something like that. Actually, do they require? It almost feels like... I can't tell if it's saying, oh, we're at low threat, or is it saying, Achtung, Achtung. I'll just place it. Made nobody happy. Okay, but definitely remove the fire hazard from here. So you know what? Good idea. Alright, but this does seem that the Eden project is gonna have to wait. Is most certainly gonna have to wait. Honestly, I think better chance of plopping a fusion power plant. But honestly, we have plenty of electricity. Ooh, our water situation though is slightly out of balance, so let's plop 3 more. Ta-da! So this should improve the water availability just a little bit. Yeah, by a lot. And I think they're still coming online. No, that's good. Well, maybe while I'm here, maybe put another one of these eco water treatment plants. Eco water treatment plants. Eco water treatment plants. Can you give it a little bit of a turn? I think it's following the coastline. So. Are you connected? Oh, you're still not. Thank God for this DLC thingamabob. Because, oh goodness gracious, really? We need to connect you like to... Never mind. Thank God for this DLC, because goodness gracious, the fact that previously without DLC I had absolutely no way of dealing with my sewage because I only had a lake, I didn't have a river. It's madness. Thankfully this now cleared up, and well, I can still see little marks of dirt and slight pollution. Honestly, on the map over here, it almost doesn't register. Comparing this pollution to this pollution, holy moly. Two different things. Absolutely two different pollutions. Right, well, let's continue building this one up. Honestly, all of this area almost screams commercial to me. It's horrible. Screams of pain. There's just begging to make it stop, but I'm not listening. I'm not sure if this is going to even make it better, but yeah. Because this is already surrounded by noisy spots, I think commercial is going to be a good call. I just need to do a general development of this area, period, I think. Also something to place here, not sure what. How are we doing? Chirpbrook Park is now maximum level. It is incredibly profitable. Although I'm currently losing money. I had like 39,000 I think at some point. Right now it's slightly lower. You are waiting for produce. Or produce, I suppose. And in a surprising way, this is now empty. Was it just because... Okay, there's still like little issues here and there, but was it just because all of a sudden this whole huge area just said, oh, there's now a place for us to store grain, everybody. Oh, also, the issue might be that these are full now. Yep, this also might be an issue. These are now full. Is there digital bacon? A whole lot to you as well. There's the pink somewhere. That's not an important thing. So how's your return to City Skylines? You said that I have sort of inspired you to come back to the game. I had an idea, darn, I had an idea. Something about connecting this to this after all. Because technically this area also needs to deploy, well, not deploy, but store crops. Also, why are you complaining? You are currently right next to a small barn that is full of stuff. There was something about these. Okay, so, depending on storage mode, the warehouse will try to do one of the following things. Balance, aim to keep the storage half full and half empty. We're definitely not doing that. You are currently full, and nobody's doing anything. I'm assuming they just cannot trade willy-nilly. This needs to send trucks to over here, or vice versa, and collect. And maybe there's an issue of them just not recognizing each other so close, and there's some traffic at hand. Oh, you picked up all the DLCs as well. Farms and all the extensions make industries and districts good, but still buggy. I'm taking my pretty much the first look into the industry DLC. As stands, I have made this little area over here, the Fairy Forest products. I have no intentions of expanding it, honestly. There's not that much to expand. Not much space to expand it to. Although I can sort of expand it here, maybe at some point. But there's already initial industry area over here. There is potentially even an initial farm area over here. I just wanted to test it out, try it out. It's weird. I need to look that up. Why is it that they're not taking the crops? I would assume maybe it's something to with the sort of traffic, how traffic moves around. Wouldn't be surprised that if I separate it, so maybe made it so that, I'm not even sure how, but yeah, separate the pastures and the milk factories and whatever, milking parlors, it's crazy, from the animals. And so crops in one spot, silos, not sure where the silo is going to go, and then animals in completely other spot. Then maybe that's going to be somewhat better, but God knows. Ooh, traffic. Traffic, why though? I was looking over here, by the way, where this is, the bakery. The bakery is doing just fine. It is producing stuff. It is, I think, giving profit, which is nice. Does it? Oh, I'm starting to remember also that I think for the best production of these factories, I do need to place some warehouses right next to them with the stuff that they need. Also, what do you mean, not enough special goods? Oh, I'm assuming you ran out of flour again. I do love dealing with traffic, though. Although, again, a stream where I fix traffic for 3 hours, and again, in the city in which I've tried to fix the traffic already multiple times, that might not be the best viewing. Oh boy, okay, so this is still a bit of an issue. There's still a little bit of that. But yeah, other than that, the Jamville is looking lovely. Other than little issues here and there. Yeah, there is a little bit of that the trucks and cars want to use. I think I can even have show you some specific issues, specific cases for that. I think over here. Actually, no, look at that. They are very... You know what? This is looking lovely. All of them are using different lanes. This could be the reason. This could be due to this. There's an option over here. If you're using Traffic Manager, there's an option over here: Advanced Vehicle AI and Dynamic Lane Selection. I think that has something to do with this, with them finally using all the lanes. Although he just went to the right and then went to the middle, so maybe I'm giving them too much credit. But right now, I'd say they're pretty actively using everything that's given to them. This is a little bit iffy. There's a 1, 3, and 2 merging into 4. It seems like I wanted to use all the numbers. That's weird. I don't think any single one of these does that. No. I think I was trying to either I forgot to do something somewhere, or just started something. Whatever this is silly. And if you're gonna look into mods, but if you still want to go for achievements, there's a specific mod that keeps the achievements going, even if you have mods, because otherwise the mods disable achievements. Again, if you're not going for any cheaty mods, then you're absolutely okay. Ooh, yeah, I'll shout out pretty much everything I'm using right now. So, let's go over here. So this one, Achieve It. Achieve It is the mod that gives you ability to earn achievements even if you have mods active. The Traffic Manager Presidential Edition is the best tool for managing traffic. It allows you to set up roundabouts. It allows you to set up crossings. Here's a button. Actually, can I move it? Ooh, I can move it, which is pretty dandy, actually. For example, I can set up the yield and main road signs. I can set up so that people are either crossing or not crossing. Although disappearing crosswalks are another mod. I can mark stuff like U-turns allowed, not allowed, changing lanes on the intersection allowed, not allowed, and this one is whether they can allow to take the intersection. Otherwise, they're just stopping here if this is full, for example. It has speed limits. It has vehicle restrictions on the road, so I can say that specific vehicles are completely forbidden from this. It can disable parking. It can get one of the most important ones is, I suppose, this lane connectors and lane arrows, so you can specifically specify where people can go from specific intersections. You can also make custom timed traffic lights, or just manual traffic lights. That is one of the most amazing mods, and if you're into fixing the traffic, that mod is must have. And also at some point when your city grows enough, it is also must have. Maybe let's go in some order here. So a couple of building mods. So Building Anarchy allows you to plop a building anywhere or almost anywhere, although buildings in the game still mostly require you to have a road next to it. But you can first plop the building and only then plot the road to it. Move It is a fantastic mod that allows you to move every single bit in the game. So you can move roads, you can move separate props, you can move buildings, you can move pretty much anything. It's very useful if you don't want to demolish and build again. If you like to adjust everything just right, this is perfect. I do believe, though, if you, for example, pull the building too far away from a road, it's going to complain. But it is a very powerful tool. It's also have a variety of modes. You can set it so that if you have a road that is all different heights, well, this one, for example, almost, that you can select one node and then set a couple of other parts of this road to be the same height as that first one you've selected. So it's a very useful tool for building. Okay, and yeah, I suppose in the straight up list. So find it is just like a search bar, so you can easily, if you know the name of the thing, you can just search for it and then plop it. Find Road Anarchy tool, it's one of the another incredibly great things. This allows you to basically build roads anywhere. Roads, railways, metro lines, you can just plop them anywhere without any restrictions. This allows you to be a little bit more precise, I suppose, a little bit more tight with your road placement. Although it's sometimes, if you use it willy-nilly and too crazily, it can lead to some issues, but they're fixable. Improved public transport, I generally don't remember why I got that, so cannot immediately recommend it. Bulldoze It automatically removes burned, dilapidated buildings, anything. This just removes the micromanagement that is just clicking on every single building and demolishing it. It's pretty useful. Traffic Manager. 81 tiles, I'm not even using this. At some point I wanted to get this because I wanted to unlock some surrounding tiles around my city. This is still pretty cool if you want to just really build out, because I think the game is restricted by 9 tiles, 12 tiles, 15 maybe at most. This allows you to build everything, like all the region can be bought. Although there's an issue if you put that mod into your game, you cannot remove it. The save breaks. Roundabout Builder, fantastic thing. Automatically builds roundabouts for you, which is so tasty. And roundabouts are amazing, so you should use them. Network extensions adds a ton of new roads, types of roads, so asymmetrical roads. Roads with like 4-lane, road with turning lanes, stuff like that. Different highways, zonable pedestrian roads, which is fantastic. So you can have a pedestrian road, but you can still plot buildings right next to them, which is tasty. So yeah, this basically adds so many more road options. Extra landscaping tools, this is useful if you're building. This adds, I think, stuff like that. So if you want to paint the whole area with trees, for example, this allows you to do just that. Let's set the brush size. So I want to add trees, bam, all of a sudden there's a million of trees. It's a little bit cheaty, this one, because officially placing trees is actually costly. There's a cost associated with that. This, I think, doesn't take any money if you do it like that. But it's like trees are incredibly cheap, so that shouldn't be an issue. Show it is I generally don't remember when it was, so I won't be able to tell you. I think it has to do something with seeing how long the build either how long it's going to take for the building to level up, or what it needs. Oh right, it's this one. So what kind of things the building needs to level up, what it's lacking currently, what it has enough. For example, this building is complaining about noise. Although it's a commercial building that's generating noise, I'm not sure. So healthcare, deathcare, whether it's available or not, it's for later game, so not immediately. A loading screen mod, I'm not sure if it makes loading faster, but it shows some additional information on the screen. Maybe it even shows if you crash it. Talking about Move It, instant return to desktop is just a tiny thing that makes modded games exit faster. Lifecycle Rebalance Revisited is specifically I added this because I hate death waves, and so this sort of fixes death waves. This mostly makes it so that people that are moving into your city have different ages, so it's not like everyone moves into the city at once in the same age, and then that big influx of people then after some time dies, and all of a sudden you have a huge death spike. This spreads the ages just a little bit. Plus it changes a little bit the health and illness system and transport as well. So it adjusts what kind of people use what kind of traffic. Like seniors do not use bicycles, maybe some stuff like that. You can check the bigger description for that in the workshop. Arm crossings is a tiny mod, but it helps that if I go to Transport Manager or Traffic Manager and remove crosswalks, this actually removes the graphic of it. Otherwise, it just disables them, but does not remove the graphic, which is just a tiny bit. And finally, optimized outside connections is for those situations. I think vanilla always is suffering from that. Stuff like trains, ferries, just the cruise ships, I suppose, come into your city half empty or like almost empty. This adjusts so that less vehicles spawn, less trains spawn, less ferries spawn, but they spawn fuller. So yep, those are sort of my recommendations. There's plenty more mods. I've been recommended stuff like fine road engineering, I think, but so it's for better road placement, but I think I'm currently okay with what I have. I'm just slowly adding everything. But for now, I think I'm happy with the selection, honestly. You're welcome. Pleasure to help. Right, where was I? I had a city to run. You're gonna level up just a second, so I'm gonna keep an eye on you. How are you doing? You have everything enough, fantastic. Ooh, still more demand for industry, so maybe let's plop a couple more offices here and there. There's one tiny road, just tiny road around here. Chances are I wouldn't even be able to place anything around here. I have to try, right? I have to try. It's silly. I need a much bigger place. This is just ridiculous. I'm not even sure if you can reach this. I have a slight suspicion that you cannot reach this whatsoever. Okay, it's gonna be super silly. Yeah, so that was the Anarchy mod. I placed this little bit of road, I think, without restrictions. Where else can we place this? Because I don't want to expand my industry just yet. Although in a moment this is going to be expanded because we're going to get new buildings. So we're going to see. But for now, I think this area has pretty much exhausted its free spots. So how about we move? Oh, excuse me, Miss Kuzi, you don't have water. I completely forgot about you. Alright, doing fine. Because I'm pretty sure they were just screaming, we don't have anything. Help, help. Oh, you do. Don't scream. How about we just add some more offices over here? I think I maybe wanted, this might still be a connection through here somehow, and I might demolish some of this stuff, but honestly here, you can definitely build more, and here, yeah, as well. Alrighty, more factories. More maintenance buildings, slaughterhouses. Ooh. I'm gonna have it like that. There's plenty of demand, so it's gonna be fine. You know what? While we're here, you know what? I'm gonna leave that empty for now. I do want a connection through here. Might as well be placed right now, because why wait? Something like this. And then now I can mark you for development. Actually, maybe not you. Right, I doubt there is a chance, but hey, fingers crossed, we might hit 100,000 citizens today. Doubtful, because that number has been slowly growing and we might be hitting another death wave pretty soon. Demand for residential wasn't high, so I generally don't know. There's a lot of noise from this, so if there's going to be some residential happening here, it's not going to be in this zone for sure. Okay, let's go back here. Our little tiny farm. So we have unlocked. Speaking of which, do I even need to place anything? Oh yeah, I need a little bit more workers for sure. Quite a bunch of workers, honestly. Right, so now we had this one before, right? So we have everything like this before. Flour mill, cattle shed, milking parlor, slaughterhouse is new. What I might do is I might replace the smaller buildings with bigger buildings, because at some point I think the need in a small animal pasture just drops out because I can build a slaughterhouse which produces much more. Yeah, look at that, the traffic is no longer an issue. What about the maintenance thing? Where do we get that? Garbage system. I'm pretty sure it's not a unique factory, so what is it? Clothing factory needs animal product scraps and plastic. And you needed glass for this. Oh, must be one of these. Oh, and also this. Workers' barracks increase the work efficiency of the workers in the industry area. Ooh, wow, that is cool. So it increases their efficiency by maximum of 100. So I need 20 of those. Yeah, math. Alrighty, well, I need more of these. Yeah, I want my area to be efficient. Heck. Heck, I tell you. Heck. That's... Oh, darn, okay. So that's 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we can do it like that, I suppose. Alright, so is there a metric of efficiency somewhere? Oh, there it is. 68. Should be more. Surely it should be more. And I am serious, but don't call me Shirley. I'm assuming it maybe needs more people? More peeps? It says in the area. Don't think it has an area of effect, right? It has a noise level. It has a noise effect. Or a noise area. That's about it. Well, they say 150, so I don't know. Also, if I'm not mistaken, this might give us... Oh yeah, this all of a sudden pushed us past 1,000. At the very least, this is total capacity. But the interesting thing is, technically the barracks should not be having any workers. Like, the field should be having workers. So 20 workers on the field, then go into the barracks and are there. But it seems like it actually adds to the overall number of people. Oh, little traffic jams, slowly getting bigger. Yeah, this needs... this might need an improvement. The same improvement we already did to the previous roundabout. This might need upgrading to 3. And then... Well, then we'll see what happens. So again, I can try and adjust. Let's remove this. Let's have the ability for both to go to right. Fantastic. Also, ooh, why is there... How on earth? This is set up. Why is parking allowed here? Parking is most certainly should not be allowed here. It's not an issue. I think it's only visual that we see parking. But Jesus almighty. Field spawning, despawning. Yeah, this... I'd say this needs to be upgraded, so... I think the usual highways. A 3-liter. I think there's a small issue of this now being inside of a road. But again, Move It mod. Move It mod allows me to just do this and bam, all of a sudden... Oh, this is now ugly looking. Bam. The bridge support now gets moved. Alright, now let's try this again then over here. So I'm gonna specify that people over here go into the farthest lane. People over here go into the farthest lane. So the folks over here. Ooh, there all of a sudden there's... Oh. No, actually no, there shouldn't be an issue over there. Okay, so this needs now to free up, and it does free up. Okay, so far so good. Honestly, so far so good. What I also might want to do, because I see there's a lot of people just walking around these places. I'm gonna give a little bit of path action over here. A little connection for all these folks to cross. Might even make one here, although there's sometimes an issue of... Actually, I don't think trains are going to be held up, so why not? Although this, I think for aesthetics purposes, I'm going to make it a gravel path. Yeah, if I anarchy it, it's a little bit iffy. Actually, no. Yeah, if I anarchy it, it screams. Rather, if I don't anarchy. Okay, so this should allow people to, if they really want to go past here, which I doubt they need to, but... Right, I'm thinking they might, but you never know. Alrighty then. Okay. Alright, and I had those new buildings, but honestly, nowhere to place them. Also, traffic jams. But this is now free, which is fantastic. I'm only worried that... Ooh, did I mess something up? Because you... Oh, you want to turn. I'm gonna get over here. Well, this is momentary, so maybe not that big of an issue. But yeah, you want to change right over here. Yeah, the problem is that they might not have another spot to do so. The amount of nodes where this is allowed is pretty small. It's here, yeah. Or at least this is no longer an issue. Oh, look at that. People are actually using this, so fantastic. Remember when I said, hey, let's set up a campus area? Then I also said, ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Why all of a sudden we're down in electricity? Oh, don't tell me. No, it couldn't be. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All of a sudden the usage for electricity has just jumped up crazily. I'm pretty sure I had tons of it. So what is using it all of a sudden? I don't think I have a way of checking that, actually. It's fixable, easily fixable. I'll just plop another solar power plant and bam, all issues are gone. But we shouldn't even have this issue to begin with. I am very surprised indeed. Huh. Well then. Just looking for a good spot to plop it. A bit of an issue over here with the slopes, as always. Nothing has changed since. These ones just you know what, this might work. A little bit of production here and there. Okay, this should momentarily fix it. Although, I'm incredibly surprised this is even an issue. What all of a sudden has eaten all of that? Like the only sort of ish. Okay, you're back. The only recent disconnect that I made was remove these, but this is combined 28 megawatts, which is nothing. Nothing compared to the total demands, and I swear, something to do with weather? But no. But yeah, all of a sudden, I'm pretty sure our reserves were huge. And right now, look at that, it's slowly growing again. The electricity consumption is slowly growing, but production is... It's weird. Folks, it's very, very weird. Also, this is on fire. And... Anyone? Help? Peeler? Peeler? Oh, there you are. Took you a long time, jeez. Is this really... No, this is protected. This is actually protected. This burns for so long and it still is protected. Peculiar, to say the least. Oh, now you have garbage issues, which is peculiar again in its own right. You should be serviced. All of this should be serviced. You refuse to... Okay, there it is. I think the trash truck finally arrived. Ah, okay. Alright, money still not an issue. Demand still growing. Honestly, I'm still in big favor of just marking everything as offices. Although there's this back road, which I might populate somehow. We're gonna see what's gonna pop up for that. How are you doing over here? How's the noise? I think I didn't build anything here yet because it's now hitting the noise. As the music is getting scarier and scarier. Also, yeah, there was a huge fire over here at some point, and I still don't know how to fix the burned ground. I'm not sure if there's a thing. I think placing trees around here actually just puts them charred, right? Do I remember correctly? Let's put it single and let's jump in. Yeah, it just puts like a charred tree. Over here it's, look at that. Full tree, whoop, charred tree. Full tree, well almost full tree anyway. pretty sure there must be some sort of like a recovery kind of thingamabob. No, I don't want to make a disaster right here, jeez. Goodness gracious, let's be careful with that. Sand. No, I don't want to place decorative sand, although I want to really try it out. Okay, so it's... Okay, so it did place sand, but nothing has been done to this area. Okay, another thing to Google. How on earth do I deal with the previously burned areas? Well, that's a question we can ask everyone, but for now, time for a break. On a break. After our return, honestly, not sure what to do. With the exception of making that campus area, which I suppose I should do. I suppose I should do after all. Okay, this is getting crazier and crazier. Pretty much right now, it's growth and growth. Getting to 1,000 folks in the city. Getting some more stuff for 1 or 2 monuments. And then pretty much I'll be done. I'll be done with the city. There's plenty more achievements to get, but I think I've hit all the main things. And Jamville has been living long enough. Anyway, break time. See you in 5. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is still Jamville, still City Skylines, and I'm still Jam. I haven't changed in the past 5 minutes. It will be really hard to do so. So I think after all, knowing that this also I think should improve our stature of our city, I think campus might be a good idea after all. This is working on its own. Let it work on its own. Honestly, I don't even have to place any other buildings, so that's fine. Hey, Latvian cat! We now have a Latvian cat and a Latvian kitten. Not much is jamming, although this city is a-growing. The city of Jamville. Looking nice, although these boats colliding with each other is a little bit of a problem, let me tell you. Other than that, I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling as per always. What's up with you? Right, so. While Latvian Cat is thinking about that, I am gonna think, where do I place my campus? So here almost looks like a fantastic spot for it. Just imagine your university in a lush forest. Plus this can sort of expand this theme over here. Although this almost begs to be then made into a bigger road. There's another university over here, so that is a bit of an issue. So there's a university here, so they both need and don't need a university over there. But what are the other options here? But this is way too far, I think. This is quite far out of reach for everyone. So you know what? I think if I'm gonna make a campus area, I'm gonna make it around here. I'm gonna make it big for starters, but it doesn't have to be this big, of course. Yeah, I made it uglier. No. Up. There's absolutely no need for me to be so precise with this. Alright, so this is going to be Jammy-versity, where people are going to learn everything about jams. Alright, so let's see. So we need to start with a trade school. Oh, doesn't have to be a trade school, I'm pretty sure. Alright, chat. Which kind of university do you want to see? A trade school? So it's like your, well, for learning trades, I'm pretty sure that icon is a screwdriver and a pencil. So like engineering, that kind of stuff. Mechanics. Liberal arts, which is, well, exactly what it says, I suppose. Then there's just your, I think just your general university. Yeah, just your general university. There's one, sports. Actually, I'm not even sure. Oh no, this is actually separate from everything else. And this also seems to be. No, Cat, I haven't seen it. But thanks for letting me know. I'll most definitely check it out. So yeah, actually, I thought there were more, but apparently there's only 3. Trade school, liberal arts, and just your standard generic university. I feel like we need some non-standard stuff. But look at that, how much stuff there is. Oh, crazy. I'm assuming it's in your Discord, right? I'm gonna check it out after I'm done with this. And also, while we're thinking, I might just plop a road. Just plop that road. Let's play plop that road. And how about I do this like this? So, I'm gonna use some curved road tools. Something like this. Oh, it's already somewhat ugly-ish. It is horrible. Made slightly better, but jeez. I was hoping for it to be just a little bit better. We got a little bit of circular, and then we can have separate roads here and there. Other than that, I think it looks lovely. Alright, so if there are no preferences, I'm thinking... Wish I knew what kind of buildings there are specifically. I might have trade school campuses. So, for example, we have statues. Well, auditoriums, not that. I'd love to have some sports stuff going. So for that, I suppose you need something generic. You know what? Liberal arts, after all. Liberal arts, learnings and teachings in the beautiful forest. We have some dormitories for people to live, and yeah, we don't have this connected to a electric grid, which is a bit of a problem. Oh, we'll fix that. See, now those electric roads would come in handy, indeed. Can you... so you need water, which is reasonable. Why is all these students just thirsty? Okay, let's not make a swastika by mistake, putting those pipes in. This is so off-center, it's killing me. The fact that Jamiversary as a name is also slightly off-centered. I'm regretting everything. You know what? This makes it look natural. I'm gonna go with that. That's my excuse. This is natural. Right, so let's figure out where we want to place things. Okay, dormitories are placed slightly in an interesting way. Pedestrians. So let me try a thing. I have a strong suspicion this won't work. So this is off-center as well. No! Let's place a road like that, and I'm pretty sure... Oh no! Actually, path side or ground. Fantastic, you know what? Then this works perfectly. 2 dormitories to start this thing off. That may be liberal. Oh god, you are pretty big. You're a big boy. This is a study hall. Groundskeeping. Groundskeeping needs to be like far away from everything, pretty sure. Drama club. Yeah, that also lives right next to the groundskeeping. School of Education. Faculty provides all schools with an influx of substitute and student teachers, which allows classrooms to have higher student capacity and helps them educate more efficiently. Faculty increase campus attractiveness requires a liberal arts campus area. Indeed. Oh boy, goodness gracious. I thought that was a big boy. No, this is a big boy. Where do I place you, big boy? I can maybe cheese you. God, I cannot cheese you. I wish I could cheese you. Well, something like that is possible, I suppose. Although for the full effect, I need to gently move you. And once again, move it mod comes in handy. I think you're not gonna scream, right? Please tell me you're not gonna scream. It's a little bit ugly around here. Oh, you're operating normally. As if there's no issues whatsoever. And really, what kind of issues are there? There are no issues. Everything's absolutely fine. No, this does not work this way. This is a bad idea. Oh, I think if this is a thing here, I think I might be able to do this. Where are you, my little arts? No, that's not what I'm thinking of. There was a way to... Let me actually quickly check. If I just go liberal arts, there might be a specific little prop that I can place. Oh no. Hey, surprise come. City building is going just fine. I'm finally getting into the campus DLC. My little Jamiversary around here. And we'll see how this works. So, I have no idea what this was. The campus is very attractive. It's still very expensive, and the problem is, campus DLC is great, but I already have a overflow of universities, so people might not even use this as much. So, but I can add stuff like this. Student healthcare, free lunches, visiting scholars as well, yeah, heck yeah. And universal education, no income from campus tuition fees. Oh, regardless of the campus reputation, students don't pay any tuition fees. You know what, I might turn that as well. Oh, right, in the sports area as well. Ooh, and this is, oh god, there's options. Academic work creation's chance. Academic works are one of the requirements to gain campus reputation. Chance of creating academic works can be increased by hiring more academic staff. The campus can also directly fund the creation of one of the academic work throughout research grants. Ooh, this is cost per academic staff per week, which I think is gonna kill my budget something fierce. We're gonna see how it works. Yeah, this is a weekly income, and this is per week. And yet my money still isn't dropping, I'm surprised. Okay. We're gonna leave it like that, we're gonna see if my money just absolutely plummets or not. But people are slowly moving in, which is nice. This does need some sort of connection though, and speaking of which, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, that metro actually goes over there. Ooh, that's a shame. What if I do a very sneaky thing? This already is connected, right? Okay, so... what if I lay a metro line from here to here, and then maybe back somehow to here? This might be good. Also, you need water. Jesus. Campus University is pretty frustrating with student numbers dropping just below the required levels and such. I've seen how it could be a pain in the butt. For now, I'm not really worried that much. I'm just gonna explore what the DLC has. Okay, yeah. You know what? Let's plop it back down. I'm okay with me not getting academic work created that often, but my money's just immediately in the dumps if I go for this. But this needs some sort of connection for people to get. Although, supposedly, 200 people. Oh, 72 people, okay. I was wrong. 72 people already study here. But I see absolutely no indication of that. Like, no traffic, nothing whatsoever. Just... crazy amounts, crazy buildings, crazy place. But very quiet. Very quiet indeed. Okay, money back to normal levels. You're still you're still having huge problems with... I have potential ideas of how to fix this. I have a strong suspicion this might require a cargo hub around here somewhere. Like a proper cargo delivery spot. We're sort of underutilizing this. I think one of my plans was to send the railway through here. You know what? Maybe it's time for me to start thinking about that. So, transport, right? It was ship, and I wanted not a harbor. Cargo harbor with this. Yeah, I think this is what I'm looking for. Cargo harbor that accepts train traffic. Cargo hub combines the functionality of cargo harbor and cargo terminal, but there's also slight synergy bonus for close proximity of both facilities. Oh. Huh. Interesting. I can build a cargo hub and then I can also... I can also build the other buildings around? Weird. Or not just a cargo harbor. Yeah, this works. Okay, so... places on the shoreline. Kablam. This connects to it in a really bad way. You should be alright in electricity, right? Yeah. You're not alright in water. You're right next to the water. Jeez, come on. Can drink so much. I'm gonna move you slightly. Just gently place you around here. Please tell me you're still connected. Yeah, just barely. Okay, so this, I hope, in a way, is gonna improve the situation with lack of cargo in my city, because as it stands, I don't produce much. I think a lot of these are complaining that, oh no, we don't have anything, is because they really don't have anything to sell, because we're not producing anything. Not enough stuff is moving into the city. Really, the only stuff that's moving into the city is through these railways, and they're stopping here, and they're stopping here, basically at two of my industry areas. And honestly, I'm not sure if they're importing anything. I should have plenty of imports, come to think of it, but I don't think it's actually happening. Not natural resources. There was something about like industry. Is it the connections? Yeah, I suppose that's it. So yeah, we're importing goods, but honestly, it feels like we're not importing enough goods by the looks of it. Because all of our stuff is still complaining. Wow. We're importing that much more mail that we're exporting. That's weird. That is incredibly weird. But okay. But alright. How's the Chester farm doing? Has the workers? Just needs production. Just thinking where to build next. There's obviously this whole area. And not only this whole area, it's a flat area. Folks, I have been forced to build half of my city on this hill. It has been such a pain in the butt. It looks ugly if you look at it from a certain angle. But over here, we can build the city normally, properly. Imagine that. I cannot tell you how amazing that would be. Obviously, I can also expand to here as well, or just like expand to both of these spots. Here doing our industry. Also, here could be sort of a additional village. There shouldn't be a traffic jam, but I cannot get that far away, unfortunately, to check. I don't have a free camera mod. Unless, actually, give me a second, cinematic camera, or free camera. Apologies, there is one, although I still cannot move past this, especially. Confusion? I don't see it. I have a mod installed that reduces the amount of non-full trains. Actually, let me quickly catch one of these trains, as this is glitching through. It is at full capacity. So at least that's a thing. Making its turn, then climbing onto a bridge, like trains do. You are still problematic, but okay. Yeah, it's impossible to tell from this angle, so unfortunately. I would say if there would be a traffic jam, they would move a little bit. I would see multiple of them coming through, but then again, I have not had much experience with those train traffic jams. I've seen them happen for sure. I love how that big clump of traffic just splits out so beautifully. Yeah, just as if, despite the demand, there's just not enough importing. Okay, this has now I think actively has started moving around, so that's good. Unfortunately, there's no indication how much it is bringing in, or at least there's some. Oh boy, yeah, you could see all of a sudden. Donut van owned by Cargo Harbor. I generally don't know. Oh, there's also, of course, a problem of the fact that. Well, first of all, traffic. Uh-oh, as they say. Yeah, ooh, all of a sudden there is a lot of traffic moving through here. Oh, don't tell me. Wait a minute, really? You're exporting here? Oh, goodness gracious, you're all the way from here. It came from here all the way to here to export. You shouldn't be. You have this connection. Why? There's this cargo terminal specifically placed here for this. Also a post office. Are they really bypassing? No, this is exporting outside of the city. This is an oil truck, which is an interesting thing, but okay. Okay, so they're using, but honestly, it does seem like they're not using it in big amounts. They're exporting. Was something broken here? You are operating normally. So I just need to sit here for a while and see. Okay, no, you're coming here and you're returning to the facility. That's not exactly it. You are exporting. There it is. So you're indeed coming in here. Offload, then move out. Wow, this is... I completely forgot that this could be an effect. And I'm surprised that with what I had previously, especially, I specifically built 2 output thingamabobs. The cargo train terminal here in the forest area and cargo terminal here in combined with the farm and tiny industry area. Why on earth? I'm assuming some sort of like capacity, even if it doesn't look busy, it's already, all the slots are taken somehow. That's why they rushed here. But honestly, it almost feels like a lot more has... Okay, post trucks are sort of getting mail in. Oh, this is just not right. And this once again calls for a roundabout. Because this traffic jam is just gonna continue growing. What I also can do is just make a separate route for everyone who's going there. Just a separate lane even, straight up. Separate turning lane to that. And for my own purposes, just for me to see this a little bit easier. Let's remove parking from this road, because honestly, they should not have parking. Honestly, it feels like a slip road is even gonna be better. Yeah, I completely forgot that's gonna be an issue. I was thinking, okay, oh, they're gonna import stuff. I completely forgot this is also used for export as well. Well, everyone right now needs a separate route, both the ones who enter and exit. Shall I actually make a separate exit right here, like straight up here? It's going to be a one-way road. I'm going to make it a one-way road for now, but I think it might be improved. I'm going to make it beautiful again. And let's just go straight here. Alright, these folks are immediately using that. Unfortunately, it's still in the way of all the traffic that's now rushing there, so... And these... I remember this, the time when this wasn't popular whatsoever. But hey, we have 44,000 visitors here. Not that many visitors here, but that's last week. Yeah, all of a sudden that is popular. Which is making those traffic jams happen. Yeah, look at that. Just all the traffic around here just moving over there. And obviously that's only that only solves the issue with traffic coming in here, but not with the traffic coming out of here. Part of me wants to just say screw it and take out the possibility of these folks to well, just completely remove this somewhere else. Although I'm not sure where this somewhere else is going to be. Okay, so what are my options? There's a crazy one. I can build a separate tunnel that comes from here. Or like a highway connection, but like a rice thing. It's going to drop them off somewhere around here. Like a separate tunnel. That might be an option. There's still a thing with this. I almost want to make a slip road even at this point. So whoop, they slip. They move to this road. Because right now this is full. Anyway, this shouldn't be full. Why have you stopped? Oh, do you want to turn? You want to turn, don't you? Oh boy. I'm just gonna not look at that for a moment. Maybe it disappears on its own. I hope it disappears on its own. It won't disappear on its own. Yeah, it's mostly a question of how pretty I want to make it. But yeah, it needs it. No question about that. It needs it. So, what's the best way to make it? Honestly, you could immediately sort of peel off here. Just look at that. Ugh. This traffic is already despawning. Right, let's not make it despawn anymore. Let's take a road. Just your straight one lane. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. The only problem with these, I think, it is heavily restricted on speed. And I want a one-lane road. Actually, one-lane road is, I'm assuming, is the highway thing. This one, highway ramp. Because it allows, yeah, for 80 kilometers per hour, which is solid. Okay, so. And I'm pretty sure you can do them underground as well. Yeah, fantastic. Such a weird project. It's gonna be such a weird project. I might use some anarchy. No, slope is not too steep. Slope is just right. Okay, so it exits here. And then does it actually reconnect over here? Oh, fantastic. Let's remove anarchy and see what happens. I think I understand why nobody's using it. I think I see the reason why nobody's risking to go here. Let me just do one tiny thing. I think the light in my room has gotten dark enough. Looks good. Absolutely perfect. Hey there, folks. Hey there, Ben. Hey there, James. James Hayward, your name and surname sound incredibly familiar. Do I know who you are? There might be a problem that this is actually too bad. This is actually... Okay, so one has went here. So game sometimes does tell you, like, you have messed up. You have completely messed up. This is not serviceable. Okay, but people are moving in there, so I'm still surprised there's not that many coming here. Are you? Okay, let me remove that. Are you really? You're moving to the store. Okay, you want to go to the store. You are a box truck. You are returning governor. Okay, so interesting. Seems like quite a few of these actually want to go. This is also a problem. Somebody just wants to turn here. Oh, you're from a weird FTW's channel. Gotcha. Chances are that's where I know you from. And enemy opponent, yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But the other option, at least the immediate option I had, was completely remove this. Just completely remove this. Wow. I placed one single building. Also, yeah, just put it in the underground. If you can't see, there's no problem. It's a great game, no question about that. But I placed one thing, one building, and it has messed up everything so badly. On the plus side, no, these are still complaining, although not that many are complaining. I was not expecting this. I might need a dedicated road for sure. Although honestly, right now it seems like it isn't a problem. I technically have a well, okay, it's not from a highway, I suppose. Again, all of these, where are all these going? Oh, you're still exporting. Okay, so you have completely... Why have you completely forgone this? Oh, give me a second. Is it my horrible lane management? It might be my horrible lane management. No, you can turn. But many who can turn here do not do that. For example, you're still going there, so why are you not... I find it weird that it had all the capabilities of turning from its lane to here, and it didn't. Correct training report, you think? Because I would feel like that gives me even more even more traffic, technically. My initial thought was to place speed limit. That is a possibility. What is the speed limit over here? Let me quickly check that. 40 versus 50. Yeah, you know what? Can I actually just make it 70? I think there's nothing that restricts me from just making even the smallest of the roads really fast. Again, you want to export. I'm pretty sure you want to export. Still want to export. You still want to export. Either the news have not reached them just yet, or there's another issue at hand. All cars won't change, but I'm wondering at which point old cars are no longer. Okay, there might be an issue over here as well, that this 3-lane is moving into 3-lane. And then everyone on the everyone on the farthest side cannot turn whatsoever. So I'm pretty sure if we're gonna make all 3 lanes, give them the ability to turn to right over here, that's gonna be a mess. And if I make this a 3-lane one-way, actually, you know what? No, I'm just gonna make it worse. If I'm gonna go for this, I'm gonna make this worse. And I'm not saying that I wanna make it worse, but I'm just feeling that if I'm just gonna go start doing what I'm currently trying to do, I'm gonna make it worse. Actually, let me quickly check. Since once again I've added things they might not have the there's no specific places where I have set some different lane dynamics. At the very least, this side have all of a sudden gone. Actually, this is now. Oh, actually, this is not free. It almost looked free because you're trying to turn in the middle, and all the traffic through here is now going there. You know what? I think that one slip lane towards here is going to be the best bet after all. One building, one tiny building. It's such a huge problem. Yeah, again, I'm currently thinking about a tunnel that starts here and leads towards here. It should, they should be able to, they have set, they have this pick the lane. Oh, sorry, oh, this is only pick lane. What's happening with the other ones? Oh, I need to click on them. You don't need to pick lane. So everyone who comes through here from here, they immediately pick a lane. Though now some of them I think want to turn over there. Now here's a traffic jam. You know what? All of this traffic. Oh goodness gracious! Panic! You good sirs. Now only right. Yeah, this one stopped them from turning left for sure. Although on intersections as well. Give me a second then. I thought it was already should be set up, so. Oh, like this. Gotcha. Also, let's decide here. Okay, this is not helping. Green tractor, this is definitely not helping. And this is still not helping this. This is now building up. Yeah, you know what? This is... God help me. It must be, yeah. I'd say it's constantly is. Look at that, they're just coming in and immediately leaving. There's also this small issue of them sort of going around slightly. But I'd say this is at capacity, wouldn't you? Wow, what a disaster. What a disaster. We had some nice traffic at the start of the stream. 70%, you know what? Could be worse, of course. Could be another place. I'm not longer recognizing what's what in anymore from this angle, so But honestly, for the most part, the list looks okay. Hey! Let's forget that about for a moment. Hey, it seems you're halfway through the academic year. You still have time to expand and adjust your campus area before the end of the academic year. Check out the requirements for advancing your campus area in the campus info panel. Let's please do that. So yeah, we need academic works, we need students. Campus attractiveness is okay. And we hope that at some point we're gonna have a thingamabob. Some lane management at cargo port might help. Reserve one lane for those going to the big tunnel. I think that will help. But yeah, like one way around system could be nice. Honestly, over here it's like the big tunnel. If this is the big tunnel, it's already, I think, okay. As long as they choose the direction, I think it's perfectly fine. Okay, where are you going? You must be going. Yeah, you're going to the city, so you want to get. Actually, where are you going? Oh, you're terminating here, and then you're trying to figure out what to do. What's the situation here? Is it one of those that we have edited? Oh. No, we have not. So I'm surprised this actually has any sort of issues. Nope, not that. Not that. Panic. Oh, is there a traffic light? Oh, there is a traffic light over here. Nope, that's not it. Let's change that up. So this needs to be giveaway main. This also needs to be set up so that it's sure. Feel free to choose your lane. Feel free to also go on here. So this is a bit of a mess. Also, is there one here? There might be one here. There isn't one here, and I don't think there's one here either, so that's good. Again, let's quickly check. Where are you going? You're going back to... Now you're going back to there, and then you're trying to make a decision, so it's hard for me to tell where exactly you want to go. I might have broken some of that behavior due to my changes over here. And yeah, also this previously has not been set up for so much traffic from this area. There's some people... Okay, you want to leave the city. Beefcakes. Like a ton of you want to leave this. You all should be using a tunnel. Obviously, some of you may not want... Like you should have used the tunnel. I'm assuming there might be an issue around here. Some of them who are going through that lane are not actually being able to turn. If I just mark both of them as being able to turn, will that in any way, shape, or form fix that? And again, this could be very specifically for those who... Okay, so you can turn. No, straight here, straight over there. Actually, no, this is going to be problematic because... Well, I can, I suppose, do that. Okay, that was interesting. One turn, one straight. The problem is I don't think they have enough space to select which lane to go unless I tell them, so... So this should have been, should have had an ability for them to select the lane. I think if I by this point it's still late for them to pick lanes, right? Because if they have already reached this, they're either going straight or either going right. I understand how with one lane tunnel, only one turn is going to be okay. Better anyway. Okay, in a surprising fashion, this has cleared up just a little bit. This hasn't. I'm pretty sure people mostly are despawning here. So let me then place... I mean, I still need a tunnel around here, I'm pretty sure. So let me return to that in a second. Not upgrade, but just place. So around here, and one that just goes all the way. Is it really occupied, or are you just saying that? So, do you really need to curve this? This could just be straight. I'm pretty sure this could just be straight. And your insistence on this being curved messes up quite a lot of things. Let's turn back here. Alright, so this has cleared up just a little bit as well. Honestly, it looks absolutely crazy. Also, ooh, some of this... Yeah, some of these crossings really need to be disabled. Although it just sort of barely stops it. All of these folks who are just rushing onto the road. Let me quickly see. If I just do this in a silly way. Let's try a silly way. How about that? It already has been very silly up until this point. Okay, so this is not upgradable. That's a problem. This comes with the building. So if I want to do anything, I need to rebuild this pretty much. How are we doing? Well, the traffic jam has now been added to, although this has now disappeared. So this should now be able to move finally. But this is still a horrible, no good mess. Also, there's the fact that there are also recycling centers over here, so the garbage trucks are also moving here, which is, again, a bad idea. I should have thought about that earlier. It needs a separate plan around here somewhere. Okay, and also, yeah, also this, quick check on the speed limit. Let's make those 70. Actually, you're 80 miles per hour, so that is not an issue. 80, 80, 80, 80. Move through here. I can just kill this road altogether. Exporting garbage. As long as they don't import garbage, I'm absolutely fine. Once again, quick check. No, you're going straight to the city, so that is allowed. Although this still makes... And I think I need to rethink this now. This custom timed traffic light needs some changes for sure. Oh, now there's a traffic jam over here. Why on earth? Oh, and now there's a problem that this traffic just cannot move. I see this despawning before my eyes. Okay, this has now freed up. Fantastic. All of a sudden, this is now much freer. I love the look of that. I should have thought about that sooner is my motto when playing this game. Hindsight is very much 2020. God, there's now a traffic jam over here as well. It's just gonna continue on growing. Jesus Christ. Are you gonna move anytime soon? Just keep on despawning. I think I need to do the same thing I did previously. That has been suggested to me. And I need to quickly double check for that. I completely forgot how that worked. Over here, I think? Let me quickly check this system. So. Oh no, over here. So, people moving out of here. So people from a non-important, well, sort of-ish non-important part. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. People from a non-important part of the whole road move out to the farthest bit, especially since here traffic never goes to here. It doesn't need to. So you can immediately just jump. And so folks over here... Oh, goodness gracious. Folks over here can move out free air-ish. Unfortunately, there's still a problem because... Goodness gracious, there's a lot of traffic. And yeah, this lane, unfortunately... You know what? While this is... I allow you to move... Either here or here. You know what? Screw it. Well, nobody's here. You can definitely just jump in here. It's going to keep you moving. And I'm assuming they're smart enough not to crash into each other if two cars are there. Okay. Ooh, look at that. All right. Unplug this. You know what? This is like... I apologize beforehand for the analogy, but this is like popping a zit. You immediately see everyone just flowing out. Ugh. I hate my own analogy. I'm very sorry. How are we doing here? How's Chester Farm doing? Just exporting. There's a lot of... Actually, I'm not sure what the last time was when you were here. There's definitely a couple of changes, including here. Which still gets bunked up just a little bit, but... I say things for a living, so... It's my job. Obviously, I would be fired, I suppose, if I would have used that kind of analogy during a Rocket League broadcast. Okay, so fantastic. So this is still moving. Great. Let's come back here, because as it stands... this green light. Yeah, the problem is, partly... Well, there's a lot of problems. Let's just go say that straight up. There's a lot of problems. Why all of you? Oh, you're all turning left, right. I think I can make that slightly different. Oh no, I can't. Okay, so finally the final one is... Oh, that's you. We usually have traffic, but not that much. A long time. And now finally there's going to be this, the fourth state. It's where these can go, and then it immediately turns off. Yeah, this needs fixing. So edit. This needs to be like, again, this like straight up 816, I think. Save. Start. You really need to move. You really need to move. I like how these move though. There is a point in here where I can, I think. So, you turn right. Pretty sure there's like a sneaky way of me somehow send these who turn to the left over here, while at the same time sending those who want to turn to left over here as well. Again, the problem is it is filling up. So yeah, I need to make that move, but unfortunately there isn't a non-used road. You can technically immediately go into any lane you wish, potentially, but it's not that useful. You cannot, because heavy flow from here. Heavy flow can be somewhat removed if I, again, just completely demolish this and only start it here. This is once again being a little bit clumped up. Yeah, this is C418. Minecraft beta. Or volume beta, I think it's called. So pretty much, I think you can almost jump into any lane. And then I can send anyone through here. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. So, hope it helps. If it doesn't, well, whoop-de-doo. Everyone here can turn right. Okay. God, this needs clearing up. You can jump straight up over there. No regrets. And all of a sudden, there's a huge influx of transport over here. Because, yeah, a lot of people want to go there as well. Boy. I'm afraid of plugging it up. There's a danger that I'll plug it up. And you... I mean, potentially you can also go to any lane, but the problem is, if these folks can move, these folks can't move either. Some bit of traffic is blocking them big time. Also, this angle seems to be pretty iffy. Because they really slow down on this turn. Alright, you are... Okay, oh, look at that. This has cleared up something good. This is... I think has gotten better as well, because again, now it's given that much more traffic time. Traffic light time, anyway. It's gonna turn on again. What else is currently moving through this? If... you're moving straight. So if this turns on... Okay, so... If this turns on, everyone who wants to turn right. Really? Nobody wants to go right? I do not believe that. Well, you want to go there, and then nobody else can go right. But yeah, look at that. This has freed up. This is still a problem. This is somewhere here. Maybe I'll just have to... How's the garbage situation, by the way, as well? Because all those garbage trucks are now unable to reach some of the stuff. No, it's perfectly fine. Maybe I just need to say that this is going to be busy from this point on, but surely there's a way to fix it. And surely you've told me multiple times, or at least several solutions to that. This is no longer that busy, so I'm almost thinking... Nobody's turning? Okay, so yeah, most of these people... Yeah, everyone who wants to go back and God knows where, they're using this tunnel. There's still such a big amount of people who just go straight. It's crazy. So once again, this is the main flow from there. And actually, look at that. It's freed again, so... Maybe we need to rethink that. Now you're going. For the most part, you're going straight. Okay, I think the game has decided there's not enough. You are... Oh, actually, no, you have been decided as the tiniest ones. But anyway, look at that. All of a sudden, the traffic has built up. Oh, actually, it has built up. Jeez. So even though this also needs a lot of time. And of course, this right now needs the most time. And if people will just stop turning from weirdest lanes, that would be nice. Alright, this has definitely... Oh god, every single time. This has definitely gotten better, I say. And then you all of a sudden start going through the main road again. Why? Why on earth? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So you know what? Let me see if I can improve it just slightly. So I feel there's a little bit of room for improvement. Let me see if... No upgrades? No. So we're gonna send a road here. No. Oh no. Oh no. And for the funsies, you know what? I just, at the end of the stream, I want to have some fun. So if I set this to 140 kilometers per hour, which game allows me? What's going to happen? So nobody's using it just yet. I think I need to place it a little bit earlier, or at least these guys need to figure out which one they want to use. They're still using this as a turnaround. Okay, for the purposes of this looking slightly better, I'm gonna give it a little bit of proper curve. This is better. This is already better. And yeah, I need I think this, yeah, indeed will be the fastest method for me to do that. So clonk, only right. No straight, only right. Oh, and it's a one-way road as well. But all this does, well, a lot of this is just me then buffering all this transport into here, which is exactly what it says on the tin, buffering. Also, I mean, if you want to turn here, I suppose you can turn. Although you might... Nordschleife, okay. Indeed, it's a Nordschleife, that little... centrifuge, I think it's called, that turn is called. But hey! We have new reputation, actually, new reputation level, it's the old reputation level. Nothing has changed. Toga Party. The groundskeeping staff worked long hours to clean up after Toga Party. Some eggs were thrown and bottles broken during the celebrations. Wow. But just like with traffic jams, I'm feeling like I'm putting the pressure, just swiping it under the rug just a little bit. It does seem to help here. Though, ooh. It also wants to take that. Yeah, again. Herein lies the problem. These buildings again. I mean, it has made this situation just a little bit better. I'm afraid that this is soon going to back up as well. So yeah, folks, City Skylines, or as it should be known, Traffic Skylines, or Traffic Horrors, or whichever you want. So yeah, herein lies the problem. These guys need a turn here, so I either need to allow a U-turn, which is crazy, or I need to allow a turn from both sides, which is also crazy. I'm thinking this is gonna bork everything. Because I need those garbage trucks to somehow... Oil truck? Why are you doing at the recycle... Well, I mean, I suppose you can recycle garbage into oil. I also might want to build it on a cargo port. As it stands, here might be a perfect spot. Another little bit. Or just build it anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. Here, for example. This road right now is not used whatsoever. I'm just afraid that the traffic is immediately going to go through the city center, which is going to be an issue. Let me see. Let me quickly, as the last act for today, before my voice gives up, let's see if in any case, shape, or form, this can actually make it somewhat better. Actually, I think what I want is for it to be placed here, height to high. Heights are right. No complaint. How do I want to input people over here? People over here. People over here. Basically, I want to split another road through. And again, the problem is, it's another one of these. Interesting. Actually, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna play it smart. Can I just, like, I could do a similar thing around here. I can send traffic from here with its little highway separation to here somewhere. Yeah, this height needs to be fixed. It's really too high. Let me actually do I think a slope would help. Okay, now I'm going into the design. And by this point, it's... well, now this is too strong. Let's undo. Yeah, let's undo this horror. I don't want to ditch. Never know which kind of brush string I need. Click secondary mouse to set slope location. Go on to here, right? Yeah, I think I need a bigger brush because it just glitches out. It has still moved much more than I anticipated it will move. Interesting. It's a different slope than I intended it to be. But first, if I place this here, with a little bit of finagling, I think I can place you there. So, then you get, yeah, you really just need a connection from a highway. Folks, it's a curse. This game is both a blessing and a curse. It's a brilliant game. I love it so much. But then you start playing it, and you say, oh, one more thing. I'll do this then. And then you say, oh, and also this. And oh, I really need to do this. You know what? I think I really need to do this. And then 20 hours later... 20 hours later. Okay, this needs to be different. 20 hours later, you notice that your pet has been asking for food all this time. Your wife has left you. And everything has gone to poop. Everything has gone to absolute poop. Oh, there's still anarchy, which is... okay. We're gonna survive. There's gonna be a little curvy road. I'm gonna reconnect somewhere around here and then do a curve to just connect to here. Curve, please. One word comes to mind: iffy, sloppy, and weird. But yeah, this game is the well, I suppose I can name a couple more games which are... Oh, just one more thing. But in many ways, this is one of them for sure. Alright, so let's see if... let's actually speed it up just a little bit. Let's see if this has given us any effect. In the meantime, while this is happening, I'm gonna adjust some of these. Push it even further back. Give it a little bit of a curve. Oh boy. I don't think it needs the curve. I think the curve is the last thing it needs. I like this little... I dislike this though. There's something to be said about the fact that this is an absolute disaster. I might even want to use stronger words for this. For just the amount of disaster that this is. You know what, these, at least this one needs to be lowered even more. Disaster is another name for road building. Could be, could be. Alright, so there's first track, okay, a second track, fantastic. But again, the question is, where is the exodus from? Where all the traffic all of a sudden has come from? I'm really risking this with... Okay, this also needs to be fixed just a little bit. I'm also risking this very strongly with if I'm gonna build a road over here. If all of a sudden there's gonna be an influx of people rushing through the city. Right now we only have this, and this still needs to be moved way back. There's still like a tough angle for them to go here. So. But it's definitely being used. I don't think it's going to be enough for this traffic to subside. I do say that, though. Well, again, we have a buffer now. No connection the other way. Again, I'm just afraid it might mess up some things. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Is there a way for me to do this here somehow? I can slip that road, I think, underneath. Let's try that. No curve roads, please. Space is not already occupied. Stop complaining. Oh, like this. Why are you both ways? You absolutely should not be both ways. In what crazy world are you both ways? Why is this road somehow both ways? Okay, you can, most certainly you can only go, because there's absolutely no reason for you to go here. And you can definitely select here, although, interesting. Okay, I think I just remove and just let him pick. I think that is allowed. Okay, and then there's potentially... So they can go... when they leave, they can go both left and right. When they come in... Okay, let me try that out. I'm still afraid that's going to mess everything up, but let's after all try out. So it's going to be one coming to here. Because if all of a sudden there's going to be tons of traffic rushing through the city to get to this point somehow, that's going to be a problem. All right, definitely this is better. Well, this is better than going there. And if I go all the way back here, this has built up a lot of traffic. Sheesh. This is still very trafficy. This has been, I'd say, fixed. The fact is that all of this traffic is now congregating here where it should be. I think that's a win. It's not a win that the rest of it is clumped up. Well, I'll have to do something. I'd say, actually, you know what? Oh, yes, this now needs changing. I'm gonna be here forever. Yeah, let's reduce that. So stop, edit. This needs to be like, well, let's say 4 to 8. Chances are it's already automatically changing, because this system is very smart. It not only looks at the time that I've given it, it also looks at well, average flow and wait times. Well, and right now it's sped up, so everything is finishing slightly faster. So yeah, you are dealing with your traffic almost immediately. Everyone who wants to go right here, they go right here. Good stuffs, good stuffs. You actually, sometimes it's hard to tell due to all the parked cars. That's the only issue I have with parked cars, that they obscure. And look at that. Actually, I remember there being a ton of traffic over here, but now there isn't. You are just busy all the time. You are building up again. This will just never stop. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save the game. Stream game, more mods, I tell you. And I'm gonna call it a day. So thanks very much to everyone who has watched today. Thanks for cheering me on, and thanks for, well, giving me tips. Some of them I've managed to implement, some of them, unfortunately, not. Some of them will just not work. But I hope you're enjoying the series. I'm going to return next time on Thursday for Jam versus the Backlog. I'm currently playing Hand of Fate 2. That's my backlog game. Roughly midway through. Got a good handle on fighting, but there's Hand of Fate 2 throws a lot more interesting mechanics at you, and I wholly recommend that game as well. And yeah, Upside Down Jam. Indeed it is. You have been lovely, and I'll hope to see you next time. Again, check the English. Check the schedule down below, because in our community, not only I'm streaming, a whole other bunch of people are well, one person is streaming. Okay, I'm losing my mind now. I'm just gonna stop doing the outro. I'm gonna send you to Trox, and I'm gonna see you next time. All right, it's a deal. It's a deal. Goodbye.